Welcome back everyone, this is MandoAllDay, back to the video, and in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Joker and Scarecrow. These are the Black Light Edition, the exclusive gold label figures from Entertainment Earth. As always, I'll be talking about the figures itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at, well, let's start off with the Joker, front of the box, the side, the back, which I really like the art, the other side, which is pretty plain, just has the logo on there, top and bottom, and then for Scarecrow, front of the box for Scarecrow, this side, the back, the other side, same thing, just a little barcode on the bottom, top, and bottom. And then let's take a look at how they look when you open it up. So all you do is just slide it like so, push it from the bottom, they come out. You can see how they look. I put the actual... So here's the Joker, there's the card, the lights, which I'll talk about in a bit, and the card stand and the accessory. And let's take a look at Scarecrow as well. Same thing, you got the card stand, the card itself, and the figure itself. Alright, now let's take a look at each figure outside the box. As always, you do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like for the Joker. The back of the card, and as you can see, you got 389 out of 3,000. And I'll show you the original card. So this is the original card on the right, and of course the new one. And here is the back of the card. This is the front of the card for Scarecrow. The back of the card, and I got 475 out of 3,000. And I'll show you the original card for Scarecrow. So this is the front of the card for the original, the new one and the original, and of course the back. You can see that. They both do come with a card stand, and of course this is going to be the Joker right here. Pretty cool. This definitely does light up, which not light up, but you'll see what I mean. And the back of it. Put it to the side. This is front of the Scarecrow, which is a bit unfortunate. So McFarlane, if you're watching this, try to be consistent, because I like this where Joker has this kind of name on it. This one just says Infinite Frontier, and it's like, really, you couldn't put on your Scarecrow or something. But Joker does come with an accessories. It comes with a knife that, yes, it is black light. Pretty simple. And it does not come with a regular puck stand. I'm using the puck stand that I usually get. But it does come, as you can see back here, a unique stand where you can actually have two lights on it and the base on there. And I'll just show you the base for one of them. This is how it looks like. You can see the little thing right here, a little slot where you can put the figure on it. You can stand it. And the bottom, not much to it. My only concern with this stand is that when you actually have it placed, it kind of sinks in a little bit. It's not bad, but something that I noticed. And the way you kind of set this up is pretty darn simple. You get this piece right here. You get two of them. All you do, pretty much two pieces right there. Just like so. Right? And then all you do is just get one of these things right here. Little slot right here. Put it right here. Boom. And of course, you get the two lights. And all you do is just clip them on. Boom, like this, just like so. Boom. And then you can actually move it around. You want to have it lowered, certain angle, which is pretty darn cool. I actually like that. And of course, the way you turn it on, the switch in the back, and then boom, you get, well, you can see black light. And this is how it looks like, which I'll talk about that more in terms of the pricing. So let's start off with the Joker. We'll start off with the articulation. Left, right. Come on. There you go. Left, right. Up, down. Ooh, very good. Shoulder articulation. It's, ooh, this is a little stiff. I know it does articulate, which Mine's a little stiff right now. There's the bicep. There's the elbow. There's the wrist. Torso is not the greatest. Swivel. There's some, actually there is swivel. There's not a whole lot in terms of front and back. There does articulate in the shoulder. I just don't want to mess this up. Let me see if I can move it on here with this particular figure. There you go. See? So, there you go. I'm showing you. And if you're wondering, yes, they are the same figure, which I'll compare it in a bit. But anyway, so in terms of the articulation on this figure, the upper body, it's good, especially the head. Head sculpture, articulation is good. Leg articulation, knees, ankles, it's a bit limited because of the pants, toes. All right? So the leg articulation, it's good, except for the ankles, which is not that great because of the pants, as mentioned. Now let's talk about the figure. And yes, this is exactly what the previous one, which is one right there. And this is going to be a repaint. That's all it is, but it's going to be the black light paint. And this is a very, very bright colored figure. But you know what? It looks really, really good. You got the nice skin face on there. You got his one eye there, and I'll show you where the other eye's at. You got the hair sculpture design. Looks nice. Very, very stylized hair. You got the black with, of course, with the lime green on there with the black light. You got the actual painted lips, which is actually pink as opposed to red. His eyebrows are green, and of course his eye here and the eyeshadow over there is going to be pink as well too. You got a little bit of green underneath right here around his neck. Then you got the jacket on here. His left hand, or arm I should say, just a jacket, very clean, plain looking. Then on his hand, as you can see, there's something on there, and it's going to be, of course, you can see his eye, his right eye. It's on his hand. It's not removable, so what you see, what you get. Then you got this hand on here, weird looking sculpture design on the hand, which is fine. Then you got the arm. Again, the upper body, there's not much to it. It's just basically Joker with a nice jacket on here, a really bright green. I like the black outline. The black outline with the black underneath shirt looks really, really nice. It actually looks better having the outline black compared to the previous one, which I'll compare it in a bit. So it really does pop. And of course, the buttons on there too look really nice. You got the nice blue shirt. In the back of it, just clean looking jacket look type. And so overall, the upper body on this Joker figure, it's good. It's clean looking. I mean, usually McFarlane Joker figures, they're pretty much clean, plain looking, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. For this particular one, it's going to be the black light one, so of course you're going to be very, very bright colors. And I gotta say, it is a good looking figure with the paint as well too. Very bright, of course, but it still looks good though overall. Lower body, just plain looking pants. Not much to it. A little sculpture design there. That's pretty much it in terms of lower body. Lower body is really, really, really simple. There's just dress pants. The shoes, plain looking shoes. And so overall, the figure itself looks good. The sculpture design is similar to the previous one. But again, this is going to be the black light edition. And of course, the light, as you can see, the colors are going to be very, very bright. And so, with that said, I like this figure. Very comic accurate. Simple design for Joker. But again, with the colors, and I do like the black outline. It really does pop. I'm telling you, having a black outline, very subtle, but it looks really, really good when you see it as a whole. And I'll compare it to the previous one. So, I'm liking this whole figure, and you know what? I dig this figure. Now let's talk about the Scarecrow one. We'll start off with the articulation. Left, right, it's not the greatest. Up, down, oof, not the greatest. Probably because of the hair, just look at all that hair. So that's unfortunate. Shoulder articulation, it does articulate. There you go on this hand, or shoulder I should say. This one, it does. You kind of have to mess with it because of this whole entire thing. But it does articulate. Bicep. Elbows. Wrist, which, there you go, wrist. Torso, which I don't remember having torso articulation. No, there's no torso articulation. And so, let me see the swivel. There is swivel. So that's something. Alright. So overall, the articulation of this figure, It's strange because it does shoulder articulation, but the jacket makes it seem like it's not. And then, of course, the head is very limited and no torso. Leg articulation, it's there, but it's just all this stuff. There you go. Knees, ankles, and of course, toes as well. Alright. So overall, the articulation of this figure, it's mixed. Like I said, head is limited. Shoulder is there, but it's kind of hidden. Same thing with the bicep. It's kind of hidden, especially on this side, because of all this coat or whatever he has on. But that's that. Now let's talk about this figure. Wow. This is one of the weirdest looking McFarlane figures he's made for DC Multiverse. And you know what? I think having this particular version of this Scarecrow, it actually looks really badass. We're going to start off with the whole entire, I don't know what this is called, but I'm going to call it a hat. Whatever it's called, let me know. The detail on you, the sculpture design, you can really feel that texture on here. Of course, you got that bright green and, of course, that bright pink. Then you got that face sculpture design. Look at that. Look at those eyes, the stitching on there. All the mask looks really, really good. Then you got the actual hair. Hair is very stylized. Look at all that hair, the black. A lot of black hair for Scarecrow. And of course, you got to talk about all this details. Look at all this sculpture design. And I got to admit, this one looks much better compared to the previous one, which I'll compare it in a bit. The previous one, it had a lot of texture to it, but unfortunately, you couldn't really see it too much, especially the front, because it's just one solid color, as you can see. But this one, though, it does have one solid color, but having it pink here, very, very subtle, but it makes it pop. Like, it just grabs your attention having it pink here. You can see pink cinching on there. It looks nice. Then you have this undercoat here, whatever it is. Looks like a rug. Again, previous one just had it painted that color on there. Looks like it's a, what, red with, like, brown. Here, it's light blue, bright green, and they got, like, spray painted on there, pink on there. Again, very subtle, but it makes that figure pop more, and it just grabs your attention. Like, little details like this, I'm telling you, it makes it look so much better. And again, here, pink, little rope on there too. Looks really, really nice. Then, on top of that, you have the sculpture design here on the arms as well too. Similar to the previous one, but again, bright blue. You got the green, then you got that pink on there. Oops, there you go. Blue, green, pink on there. Looks really, really nice. Very menacing and creepy. And of course, the other side, again, more sculpture design. Just look at all this. Pink, bright blue, and it also has that sprinkle on there, that pink on the blue. Again, very subtle, but little details like this just makes the figure pop more. Just look at all that. And on top of that, the back looks weird. It just looks weird. There's no denying it. It looks really, really weird. But again, it is sculpted. And of course, you got this back part on the too. And it's also painted as well too. Green, blue, and of course, the pink on there. And on top of that, let's take a look at the lower body. You got a little bit of sculpture design on the legs on there, but he did paint it on here. You got sculpture design there on the feet as well too. I mean, the boob per se, or the shin, the feet, but he did paint it as well too. And so, overall, I gotta say, this figure looks really, really, really good. The previous one looked good. Too much going on, but it did look plain, like something was missing. This one, though, the subtle paints here and there. Paint here, the paint here, and the arm paint on there, and all that extra paint. It just makes this figure pop more. And man, this figure looks fantastic. Weird color palette because of the black light. But you know what? As a whole, great, great choice. And I'm glad McFarlane did this one for black light, because having this kind of colors, it kind of works with Scarecrow because he looks creepy and menacing. But having this figure be the black light version of Scarecrow, honestly, this looks fantastic. Even though if you don't like the whole black light gimmick, you gotta admit, this looks good though, as a whole. And so, man, I'm really digging this figure. And yes, I really, really like this figure. This is a fantastic looking figure. So the main question is, are these figures worth it? Should you go out and get these figures? Well, they both start off with $30 each. And I'll start off with the Joker. I think for the Joker, for what you're getting, for the price of, like I mentioned, $30, I think it's a good, well, I think it's a good deal for it. Because look at everything it comes with. It comes with a card stand. Of course, the Joker figure itself is a good, clean-looking Joker figure. It does come with the actual presentation of the whole lights and the stand for it. And so for $30 for what you're getting for the Joker one, I think it's a good deal for it. Because think about it. The lights itself, you can probably get it for Amazon for like, what, maybe $5 or so. Then you go talk about the stand and also the actual piece that holds the lights. Again, for extra $10, you get a good sculpture figure, an accessory, which is a knife, the card stand, but you do get the whole lights, and on top of that, you get an additional paint, aka the blacklight paint, for this figure for $30. I think for Joker, I think it's actually worth $30. Scarecrow, is it really worth the $30? To me, Scarecrow is a fuck yeah. That is a good deal for Scarecrow. One, the figure itself, the base figure, so much detail, so much sculpture going on. It is a really weird looking figure. And so, yes, if you see it in person, you're going to be like, this is one weird looking figure. But when you look at it as a whole with the whole blacklight paint, I gotta say, it looks really good. The base figure looked really nice and very detailed, but it was missing something. It was missing either extra paint or something about it to make it stand out. And having this blacklight version of this particular Scarecrow figure just make the figure pop more. And of course, having the extra paint splattered all around his arm, his whatever his poncho, whatever it's called in the boot, makes the figure pop more. And again, for extra $10, you're getting the base figure with the extra paint, and on top of that, you get the lights and everything. I think for Scarecrow, it's a really good deal, and I think it's definitely worth the price of $30. Regardless of the price, though, what I think about these figures, like I said in the video, both of them, I really like it. Yes, they are gimmicky. Yes, it is a repaint. But you know what? I have to give credit, though, because McFarlane did put some effort in with these figures. And like I said, yes, they both look good. And so to me, they both get an easily thumbs up for me. Scarecrow gets definitely like 2 thumbs up. Joker, thumbs up. I know some people may not like this whole blacklight thing. And the cool thing about it is you don't have to buy it. If you don't like it, then don't buy it. It's plain and simple. But you gotta admit, at least he put some effort to it in terms of the presentation and what you're getting. Here we have the Joker original one and of course the blacklight one. As mentioned throughout the video, essentially just a repaint, but I want to talk about this particular version of Joker compared to this one. It is a repaint, but I gotta say, I like this one a bit more because the black outline, you see that on the jacket? Very subtle, but it looks good, it stands out. This one, on the other hand, it's just purple, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad, it's just very, like, it kind of blends in, you can't really see it, but when you have it like this, black outline, it really does pop, and of course, having that bright green and the black on there just makes the figure pop, and it looks really good. And so, as mentioned, it's just a repaint from this particular figure. But nonetheless, though, here we have the blacklight version of the Joker Infinite Frontier. Here we have the Scarecrow, the original one to the right, and of course, the blacklight one to the left. As mentioned throughout the video, again, this Scarecrow looks really nice, very detailed, but it was missing something. Like, so much sculpture going on, but it's missing something. And having this version next to it, you can see what I'm referring to. For one, we'll start off right here. Look at this. Just plain, all painted right. One solid color. This one having it 3 types of paint. The green, the light blue, and of course that pink spattered around makes it pop more. Right here, the hose. It's fine, but it matches kind of this right here on the shoulder. This on the hand, look at the hoses. They're pink. Then you got that blue shirt on there. And of course, splattered pink on the blue. Very subtle, but it makes the figure pop more. Same thing with the hat. You can see it right there perfectly. It's just blended 2 colors, but this one, same thing, but it makes it pop more. You see what I mean? So little details like that makes the figure really stand out. This one right here. Same thing here, look at the mask. It's just all plain black, which is nothing wrong with that. It's fine. But when you look at this one, look at the stitching. Pink, blue, then you got that pink on there. Again, very, very subtle. But again, it makes the figure pop more. So little details like that is why I like this version more compared to this one. Don't get me wrong, this is more accurate, comic accurate, but like I said, for $30, for $10 more, you're getting way more paint on a really ridiculously over-the-top sculpted figure. And on top of that, you get the lights and accessories. Come on. Since we're talking about this whole gimmick with McFarlane, let's talk about it. Here is another gimmick figure from McFarlane. It's going to be the Dark Knight Returns Batman. This is the Jokerized version of that particular Batman. And here we have two different gimmicks. A Jokerized Batman and, of course, the black light one. And you know what? I like this whole Jokerized thing. Some of them don't make sense, aka Jokerized Joker. So also, too, with Red Robin. But at least he's trying something. But the Jokerized Joker didn't make sense to me. But here we have, like I said, another gimmick with McFarlane. And you know what? I gotta give props to McFarlane, though. Even though it's gimmicky, having Jokerized Batman, and he's just essentially repainting it, at least he's trying something different and having fun with it. So, kudos to you, McFarlane. Here is another gimmick figure. It's going to be the Sketch Edition Superman Rebirth, which I did a video not long ago. And as you can see the trend here, more gimmicks by McFarlane. And you know what? I don't care. Some of these sketches look cool. I say some because I like the whole black and white theme. But unfortunately, the other black and whites, like the Batman one and the Black Adam one, they're not really white. It's more like a light gray. So, and McFarlane, if you're going to do the whole sketch thing or black and white thing, make sure they're actually black and white, not black and light gray. But nonetheless, so here we have the Sketch Edition Superman Rebirth. In continuing this whole gimmick by McFarlane, as you can see, here we have another gimmick, per se. It's going to be the the glow-in-the-dark edition Jon Stewart. And similar to the Batman one, similar to the Sketch Edition Superman one, I'll say it here. He's just having fun with it, and I'm liking it so far. Yes, they can be a little pricey, but I gotta say, though, at least he's trying something different. Of course, he's trying to make money. I get it. It's obvious. It's just repainting old figures. But you know what? I gotta give props to McFarlane, though, because he could have easily done what Marvel Legends does. It's just a repaint, or maybe slight change. Instead of having it like really black, maybe having it like a gray, or like a dark black, a little bit of gray. No, he's actually trying something different. So, as much as people hate this whole gimmick of the glow-in-the-dark, Sketch Edition, Jokerized, Batman, and of course glow-in-the-dark, you know what? At least he's trying something different. So, McFarlane, again, kudos to you and thank you for bringing this weirdly gimmicks, but it's fun, though, because at the end of the day, figures are supposed to be fun. And so, you know what? I'm liking it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on these figures? Do you plan to purchase these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to now support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of the Joker and Scarecrow, the entertainment exclusive figures, the Blacklight edition, and on to the next one.